Alright, friends, so here is what we're going to do now that we've busted Flagra right up in the tentacles. We're going to take some of these harasser enemies out. Die, zombies. And so, this is, you see this little puzzle thing you got, and you see there's a missile expo at the end of it. So here's how you do that. We're going to go up on this rock here, and we're going to bust that sandstone block. I always forget to do that one first, but you know, we got it this time. So now we can get in, and we're gonna bust this one open, and we're gonna bust this one open, and we're gonna bust this one. And this one, that black one that I fell off there because I wasn't focusing, that one you can't blow up because it's made out of metal and not sandstone. So that's why we had to go down before we started this and take the sandstone block below it out so it would fall nicely into place. And so yeah, you just bust this out and this, and you got a missile expo. Nice, nice, no problem. So that's 5 extra missiles our way. And now it's time to go on to the next area of the game, which is Magmore Caverns. And Magmore Caverns is through this away. Just gotta negotiate our way through. Oh, one time. Alright, so we took a hit. Alright, so there's some harassing Zubats open. So this is another missile expo that we can get now. This is one of the last ones that I got when I played through this earlier. So it's just through that little tunnel here. It was very humiliating when I realized that I forgot to get this because, you know, you can see on the room map that they have like this big corridor, right? Like, obviously you gotta have something in there. Okay, that was just uncalled for by that firefly. So we're taking it out on his friend here. Yeah, we do collective punishment here. And this one we're for sure doing. These fireflies, I think, actually, now that we have the morph ball, you can actually really, like, trivially get around them, but that would require effort on my part. You know, Samus is a pacifist, but, like, mostly only when there's something in it for her, so. No problem, though. We're just gonna roll right on down through here. And we've got some pistons that are gonna push us up and hand deliver us to this next area of the game. And I do love the rolling around. So this is it. We're gonna go. Hey, time to scan, Samus. This you gotta be in front of the hologram thing. So yeah, now we step onto the hologram, and now it's time to go to Magmore Caverns. Now Magmore Caverns is kind of an interesting spot. If you look at it on the map, which obviously we won't have the map yet, but once we get the map, once you when you look at it, it kind of is it basically is like a straight line. So this place is more or less a holding zone, as they say, or like a transport tunnel. And so, oh yeah, yep, our old friend the Zubat allies. So yeah, it's not a very rich environment as far as like stuff happening, but it is a really well done, very artistic. So we'll lock it down here. So, and of course there's a bunch of new enemies. So of course we'll take a look at that. So this is a Grisby. You can shoot him with a missile, but I find that pretending that they don't exist works pretty good too. So we are going to actually have to be a little bit conservative when it comes to our HP in this area. Oh crap. Okay, so this is another one. This is a burrower. We are going to want to be a little bit conservative with our HP in this area because it's not an infinite resource, and there is going to be a thing right before we get to the save station that's going to be well, let's just say it might take a couple of attempts to do, and each attempt might or might not cause us to lose some HP. So, okay. Samus is taking a look, and again we've got another really intimidating enemy here, the fire-breathing serpent, or lava worm as I call him. Unfortunately, this guy, well, his bark is a lot worse than his pay, buddy. Bark is a lot worse than his bite. I suppose that, given that we're in the hard mode, he has more HP than he normally would have. And he's a little smarter too, I'll give him that. Usually these guys will just take the hits like a crash test dummy, but this guy wasn't having it. Alright, so this is a puffer. They're full of green gas. The gas can still kill you, or still do damage to you, even after you take it out. Oh, viable attach point for the grapple beam, but you don't have one, so haha. So yeah, that green gas can for sure damage you if you step in the gas cloud. Alright, so this is a platform, I call it a fat platform, because it sinks, presumably because Samus is overweight, and she triggers some kind of a motion detecting thing. So like 3 or 4 charge shots. Well, those guys are a lot hardier than they used to be. Okay, so this thing here, there's an item in there that we can get right now, but I'm gonna wait until we have the X-ray goggles so that we can understand why you can get an item there. There is an item, and you can see that there is an item if you have the X-ray goggles. But if you don't, then it might not make as much sense for why someone would think that there's an item. Hey, what's up, Shakabio in the chat here, just playing some Metroid. I was commenting that kind of missed this game. I haven't got to play it a whole lot recently. So this is our first trip over to the Magmore Caverns. That room, not a whole lot going on in that room, unfortunately. So, okay, here's a new enemy. We get a scan on these duders. This is a Triclops, or a Triceratops as I like to call them. So basically the way these guys work is they eat, you see they can scoop you up like that, and so that's uncool because they spit you out far away from where you're going. But oh geez, if you're smart and you line up a morph ball bomb, then oh geez, I'm like taking it like a crash test dummy here because I'm trying to show this tech off. Like if you're smart and you have a morph ball bomb, then they'll eat the morph ball bomb instead of you. But that's what it looks like. But you actually have to take them out earlier rather than later. So like the bomb has to be planted like way ahead of time. But it's okay because they move in like these predictable paths here. So it's usually easier, in my opinion, to just like sneak past them. I think that probably is like the best way to go about that. Okay, so nice mist effects here. Again, I really appreciate that from the game. We'll see if we got some nice power-ups in here, I suppose. How far into the game is this? This is actually like very close to the beginning. Like if I'm making this into a Let's Play, this is probably gonna be episode like you know, 4 or 5. So like about an hour into the game, I would say, and that's like with taking it kind of slow so I can explain stuff as it comes up. So not very far at all. This is actually only the second area of the game that you can access normally. We're not counting the pirate frigate because that area is like a kind of a one and done thing. So okay, so around here we've got somewhere around here. I'm trying to remember where it was. But yeah, you see down here this arch, and we've got some more of these Triceratops things. So if we get in the morph ball mode, we can hang out underneath the floor with the Triceratops duders, and maybe we can. Alright, here we go. So here we're actually going to like try and take things a little bit more cautiously. So that's what it looks like when you use the morph balls. And you see they like suck them up, right? Like, and they are distracted by shiny objects, as many dinosaurs are. So through this tunnel here, we can take a little trip up these stairs. And we'll get into this room here. Now this is another missile expansion. So Magmore Caverns is kind of weird because, like we were saying before, the Magmore Caverns is kind of like an access tunnel area. There isn't a whole lot going on here, and that's kind of underscored by the fact that this is one of 3 missile expansions. In the entire area, there are 3 missile expansions, so kind of not too much going on here. And okay, it looks like all those Triceratopses that we killed did not respawn. Well, that was very charitable from the game devs there. Let's get back in the tunnel though, Sims. So now that we got that Missile Expo, oh come on. Now that we got the Missile Expo, we can take a look at the ordinary path of this room. And you can see there's some more of those fat detecting platforms, and you better believe we're going to be making some fat platform jumps. Or at least trying to. I don't know if we're going to be able to successfully pull those off on the first try yet. So, do I have a set schedule? Not yet. I'm still trying to figure out what days work like the best for me, but it generally... The days that I stream the most on is Wednesdays and Mondays, and sometimes on Thursdays, depending on if something else I have going on is on that day or not. But basically, right now I haven't been doing this long enough to have a good idea of when the most convenient time for me to do it is. I know it's super important to have a consistent schedule when you're streaming, because that's like an important an important aspect of how people know that they're supposed to have someone turn on. So we got some more of these missile guys. Now Samus, of course, is a big privacy advocate, so... Alright, we got those 2 taken out. I believe there's actually a 3rd camera that we can take out. So, jeez. Don't lock onto the pufferfish though, guys, because those are not a threatening thing that I need to be using my missiles on. So after taking out all those security cameras, Samus is of course very hungry for missiles. See if we can remember which way. I believe it's this door that's right here. Let's see if we're correct here. So I love this hexagon aesthetic, by the way. I don't know what the deal is. Like maybe rectangular doors are like retro, and we only use hexagon doors now. Alright, so this is not the way that we're supposed to go. This is like that room there, the room that has the security camera. Ah, jeez. This room here with the security cameras is the only room, or one of the only rooms in this area that doesn't have a set like entrance and exit. Jeez. That one's pretty aggressive there. It would be really nice if we had more health to play with before we go to this next area, because I've just got a feeling. So I should have knew that this area here was going to be, or this door that we were. Oh, is this another? Alright, so glad we could help you out there, buddy. So yeah, the door that we need is actually this one of these higher up ones, I suppose. And how ominous, by the way, is that noise when you hear the security camera noise? It's just like Alright, so we gotta make a kind of kind of a precise jump to get up there, no problem. That hit was some bad karma that I incurred for shooting that poor defenseless puffer dude. Okay, so here's where we're at. This is right before the room, and there is a power-up in this room. Oh, no. But that's the reason why I wanted some help, because oh jeez, you have to do a double bomb jump, and you have to make 3 of them in a row. So let's see if you can do 3 in a row, Mr. Poignet. All right, so that's 2. Okay, so obviously we choked at the last second, but you can see it's an energy tank, so those are nice. One of the things that, like, for these that I mess up a lot on is the last 2 you have to be like really close together. Like you have to wait a long time between your first one and your second one. But between your second one and your third one, you have to push the buttons like really close to the same time. So the timing is it's kind of close on those. We were able to get it on the second try though, so that's not bad. And now we got another 100 energy to play with, so that's pretty nice. And now we're going on to what I'm going to consider the second new area of the game. So Phendrana Drifts. If we got Jack in the chat, we're pronouncing it correctly just for him. Usually I call it Phendrana Drifts because of Batman. But here we go. This is a beautiful ski resort that unfortunately has fallen on some kind of hard times recently. Samus is gonna have, you know, a few like bounty hunter rogue agents and such, due to the space pirates and the corruption. So here's some more new enemies. Let's see what these duders are called. A crystal light. Okay. Reflects beam weapons can only be killed by missiles, so or plasma beam. And here's a save station. Alright, nice. So we got that locked down. We are going to be ignoring the crystallites. These guys here, the keys, the ice keys. Let's see if we can get a good scan on one of these. Oh, jeez. Oh, Samus. Alright, there we go. Oh, Flicker Bat. I'm sorry. You know, it's, I'm going to call them keys because that's what they are. So here's another interesting one. This is a red thing that I noticed, and look, it's become brittle and large traces of Radion detected. So Radion, by the way, means shoot with a missile. And then this guy too. And so then we're going to use the scan gogs to unlock the door. And now we're going to need to do a small platforming challenge to get out of the drink here. We're not going to be able to make it, are we? Sam's going to have to walk over here, and then over here, and now we can make it. But of course we can't make it up here, because that would be too easy for us. So what we're actually going to have to do is take the scenic route up that nicely crafted staircase. And we're probably going to have to take out one or two of these, what, crystallites? Is that what we were calling them? Along the way. And so now that this door is unlocked, we have got this room. So this guy here, have we scanned one of these before here? Yeah, this is new. So this is not a Bombu, this is a scatter Bombu, a completely different type of enemy. And so just like the ordinary Bombus, we need the wave beam to be able to damage them. So we're gonna have to play a little mini golf. to get through there. But no problem, we can do that. Now here is another creature. This is a baby Sheegoth, and basically the way we're going to deal with them is so you can't shoot straight at them. You have to hey, that was unkind. Yeah, see, if you shoot straight at them, it just bounces off the carapace, so you got to kind of strafe around and hit them while they're most vulnerable in the back. And that's the baby Sheegoths. You know, they're not a bad enemy, they're just misunderstood. So, okay, now in this room here, we're going to take advantage of something that we have access to scan here. That was where we came in, was this door. And where we go out is going to be up here now. So in order to get the height to be able to go up there, we're going to need to jeez. So we go up here, and then I don't understand. I always get lost in this room for some reason, and I think it's because there's another room in the same area that looks very similar to this. It has like the same kind of layout and the same motif. So that's what I'm gonna blame that on. Not my poor play or anything. But we're just gonna do a little platforming challenge. These guys, unfortunately, while cute, are definitely getting in our way. So that's another thing that can happen is if you hit L, that like makes your jumping a lot easier. But unfortunately, if there's enemies in the area, then you can target the enemies, and that screws up your jump momentum. So you can't rely on that too much. And that's why you kind of sometimes get incentivized to make YOLO jumps like this one. But the problem is that if it's a precise jump like that one where you just barely have the right amount of space, then you can do a jump fail. So okay, that's enough of me jawing. Now it's time to actually see Miser Poignet make this super challenging jump that like actually isn't really that bad at all. So we are going to use the L jumping technique, and yeah, it's just that easy. I'm going to shoot that guy for spite because he was in my way a couple of times when I was trying to scan. Yeah, we'll do an L jump here because we really want to make sure we make that one. Now we're in this room. This room has got okay, so this is great. This is a ice burrower. You know, obviously completely different from the burrowers that we had over in Magmar Caverns. So no less annoying though. One of those, another one of the enemies in the best to pretend that they don't exist category, and I think we might have just did it. Alright, so there you go. Ice burrowers. It was nice talking to you. So this is the kind of bamboos that we have. Come on, Samus, work with me here. Yeah, this is the pulse bamboos. This is the kind that we already have scanned. They drop these things. We're going to try not to get hit and fail. And now we're in the other room that I can use that one with all the time. So alright, so we got some more Sheegoth babies. Just hey, now come on. I saw your shell. They kind of intimidating, but again, not bad enemies, just misunderstood. So we'll collect both of those because why not? And yeah, now let's take a look at what we got inside here. And let's see, if I'm remembering right, we should have ooh, no, not over there. Maybe not. Yeah, there should be like a little passageway in here. Alright, so we come out here, and I guess that was a different area, but here's here's something that we have not seen before. This is and you better believe you gotta scan this, because otherwise they don't let you do it if you've knocked all the stalactites down. So the stalactite you shoot with a missile, and if you're close enough to them, you can lock on, but I could not lock on because you actually need to be standing in a specific spot in the room to dislodge that one. And the specific spot that you have to be standing in, geez, is why you had to like climb up and through this area here. Come on now. Well, I guess while we're working on that, we can take a look through this door here. Do some more. Oh, that was clutch. We got through the windmill. Nice. Oh, we got through both of them. That's so insane. I never get through these guys. Alright, so this is one of my... this is a nice one. I love this area. Why? Because, well, it's kind of a long way down. You can see we've got another one of our little friends. Now, this is kind of a tough place to put these Shigots because it's like a nice narrow corridor, but Samus is no stranger to taking out Shigots. And let's see what we got going on here. This is another platform realigner. So we're now able to jump across these platforms. Let's see if we are able to do that on the first try. These are... Oh, those are definitely... yeah, so if you gotta go kind of quick on those. I hesitated just too much on that last one. So now my reward is I have to climb all the way back up here and realign the platforms. So, okay. Second time's the charm. We'd still be okay with getting this one on the second try. It's kind of tough because you have to time like how much you're walking on the platforms versus how much you jump on the platforms, because you can only jump so far, but the platforms are like rumbling when you're walking on them. So this is one of this is my favorite item in the game, the boost ball. I just love the morph ball so much, and when you see what it does, you'll have to agree with me. I mean, like, how cool is this thing? So here's what it does. It makes you go fast when you're boosting, right? So that fixes it so these little half pipe looking areas, and yes, that is in fact what they are officially called in the game, half pipes. You can boost up there, and with great dexterity you're able to zoom up the sides there. And so that is the boost ball. Pretty awesome item if you ask me, and it is useful too because it is the fastest way to go in the game. So when we are in these tunnels, you're going to see me boosting, and that is going to make things go a lot faster. So with our old buddies, the Shigots, we're going to be doing a different form of boosting to, you know, not... Samus, of course, a pacifist, so not interested in taking any baby Shigoth lives. Certainly not any that we didn't have to in any case. And now we're back in this area, and we're going to see a graceful, majestic, and potentially slow-flying Predator, Papa Ridley. Please don't take a fight with us yet, Ridley, because we need to collect several more power-ups before I would feel confident in a confrontation with him. And so now we are going back to the save station to lock this one down. Nice.